So today's unfortunate because I had plans because I found this petrified um, rock, petrified wood, and I wear it every day because um, it took me a long time to find petrified wood. You just don't find petrified wood just anywhere. And so the petrified wood has healing properties, and it's really not all what it's cracked up to be, but it fills a space in my life because I'm out there. And so this petrified wood has healing properties like magnesium or something that you would find in the world. And so when you like it has magnesium, I don't even think it has potassium, but it has some kind of, it has five healing properties to it. I'm not a I'm not a healing property person. Like I can absolutely just take a hike and deal with healing properties later. It'll save a lot of space. It'll fill in a lot of holes that I don't need to fill in right now. So, but it took me a long time to find this, and I actually lucked out. I had went to a local shop, and I had been looking for petrified wood for years, and I've even took myself on like the scavenger hunt of, well, this is the area that they're usually found in. And I remember just walking along the beach, and I would walk along the beach, and I could see myself just walking from miles on the beach, just combing the beach, and things that I would find on the beach would amount to conglomerates. Um, what the best things in life are free, and so I would get a number of things together, and then I would search like maps and locations to find out where can I find petrified wood because it was a real treasure to me. uh, I would just mule myself. I'd stuff myself with a whole bunch of wit. Just, okay, I'm gonna go find, um, I'm gonna go fill this void in my life and go find this petrified wood. And it's so crazy because, I mean, out of all places, I find petrified wood is some place that I wasn't ready to find it, and that was in a restaurant. I'm sitting in this restaurant, and they had this art gallery going on, and I walk around looking for the artwork. I walk around looking at the artwork, observing it, observing the craft that a lot of people have done. And I had said to myself, I've been in the field for so long. What a crazy place to find petrified wood as becoming someone else's craft. I paid $65 for the petrified wood, and I purchased it, and it is wrapped in some kind of funky coil. So I like it, and it compliments me. So um, I had to be fair to myself. I said, despite finding a claim, despite staking a claim, despite unearthing some massive, colossal, petrified wood, um, and despite putting yourself under the condition of, oh, I found one petrified wood, I got to go find more petrified wood, and despite putting yourself in a situation where you're on a battleground fighting others for, healing properties or elements that other people feel that are a bit more of a benefit to them. I've probably spent probably 2 years looking for petrified wood, and out of those 2 years, I've observed uh, two categories of petrified wood. One was smaller than a dime, which, well, a little bit larger than a nickel, or a little bit smaller than a nickel, um, which would be this one. And then one was just a colossal one that was observed under a bridge somewhere, and it was just super nice. And I had to keep my sanity and just actually fill that void in my life and just say, what, after this big shock that I'm in, and just coming out from under a bridge and, not meeting the demands that I need. Um, I should start by saying petrified wood is found when trees have been flooded. I mean, we're talking about giant trees. These trees are, hundreds of years old, I would assume, or either the flood was 100 of years old. And so what happened was I started looking for flooded places, places that had trees or tree stumps or where trees used to be. I started doing research on, like, okay, well, there should be some trees that are flooded or submerged somewhere, and I want to see how far they have aged, how far they have crystallized, and how far they've cemented themselves into becoming a petrified process. So I would ask people, and I've heard nothing. I've heard what I only wanted to hear from locals, and I eventually, um, I found myself in places as far east as I could imagine, where they've drained they've drained their basin, and they were too close to the dam so they could let floodwaters out. So of course I found submerged stumps there. Of course, I found submerged stumps there, but what got me the most was I went to the beach, because if I went any further up to Washington, I would think, oh yeah, there's so much petrified wood there, but that wasn't the benefit to me. My options were either I purchased this petrified wood that I've been looking for that somebody else has found, and of course I could do a number of things. I can ask them, well, where did you find it? Where did you get it? Where do you stake your claim? Where do you live? And how do you get this petrified wood? Of course, I could be obnoxious and just be god awful, or I could just purchase this petrified wood that is coiled very nicely on this chain. So that's what I did. I purchased it and I paid for it. And so it saved this is the moment where it saved a lot of time for me. It saved a lot of time for me in my search. I've been searching for this for so long. And it saved a lot of time. And I think that not being so savvy on, oh, I need to go to the internet to go look for it, or I need to go buy the textbook and look for it, or I need to go with the group of scavengers to go find something like this. I did not really need to do that. I just really lucked out, and I was so blessed to say, okay, well, it's not the right dig that I was looking for, but I can dig it. I can accept that this is something acceptable. And so that's really a good thing. So that like I said, sometimes our digs are not as cracked up as what they should be. A little bit of a backstory or background information on myself. I went through this geologic hydroponics, I don't know, hydrologist, study water, study the earth, find a dig site here, unearth bones, unearth large bones, unearth gems, and unearth a number of minerals and all those things. And I started doing that, unearthing a lot of geological formations, a lot of outcrops. I would unearth those. I had so much fun. I enjoyed being out there, having the fresh air, taking the hike up a steep hill that goes straight up. I effectively did that. And it came to a point where I had a passage in my life that said, oh, well, you could find minerals, and you can get a lot of healing properties out of these rocks. You can get medicine out of these rocks. You can do a lot of things out of these rocks. And I fell off. I said, this is not for me to find rocks, because I did not choose to search rocks, look up their properties, and for a healing purpose. That wasn't my goal. My ultimate goal was to take a hike and go backpacking through the woods and getting a crew together and doing those things. And then it just became weird when I went to, when I went, everything just in my mind went south when I just found other minerals, clay properties, different colors, and it just really was a crushing moment because I really wanted to clobber everything. I really wanted to throw myself all over everything. And that wasn't going to happen if I stayed focused on, oh, this is medicinal, this is medicine. And I'm like, I'm really not there. And I don't want to miss, I don't want to watch the world go by because I'm focused on because my mental is focused on the pharmacy. So that's a little background of myself. I kind of fell off, but somewhere in between not falling off and falling off, I did find the petrified wood, and so it was found in an unlikely place, a place that I really wasn't geared to look. So since I had found it, I think that it's an experience that I'm still that fills me up. It's an experience that certainly does fill me up to this day. I have some other geological finds, which is super fun. So moving forward, I hope to find some mineral that really gets me on 10 and just go out there, take a hike, find that mineral that I'm looking for, find that organic matter that I'm looking for, and just really wrap myself around it and just go find it. Because a lot of times when I take a hike or I'm on a mission, I'm out there to find something. So this was such a great find, and it was such a benefit for me. And sometimes it's not as what it's cracked up to be. Sometimes it is, and sometimes you just have to fill in that space and say, you know what, I found this at the store. And that should be the best thing that we can do thus far.